Hey everyone, do you know that Anthropic already released their new model called Fable? If not, you should be interested in that. Let's discuss that. My name is Xavier Paredes, and let's jump into it. So, Anthropic just released the new model, Fable, right? A couple months ago, right, there was the news that Anthropic already developed a model that it was so advanced that had zero errors on application development, and it was used to find a lot of security breaches. And then Anthropic used it, to close those security breaches, doing some white hat work instead of going, dark. So Fable is the promise of this model with some, limitants to it. So we don't want to have, breaches going everywhere. But the thing is that the perception is that if you have Claude and maybe some other AI, but right now Claude is for the best one for developers. You're not gonna need developers, and you're gonna have a factory of code going on. And if you have that perception, if you are selling that perception to your executives, or if you're an executive trying to apply AI by doing that, you need to be very careful. The idea, right? The ROI of AI is, to be able to do more with what you have and to actually be able to sell more, right? By doing that. So if you have already a set of developers, then my recommendation is do not downside them yet, right? Actually put them, to understand different language models out there, right? Different AIs and different this and different that, and divide the departments, because now you're going to have a factory of developers creating a lot of code, and then you need to have a second layer of expert developers, not only in AI, but also expert on an experience, right? Developers on catching what the AI did incorrectly. Because tell me if you have heard this. Oh, the AI did the mistake. Oh, the AI didn't do it correctly. The AI didn't create the code correctly. We are removing ownership from the people, and then they are delivering the ownership to the AI. So people is not saying that the developers and everybody who handles AI is saying the AI did it incorrectly. Well, who's talking to the AI? Is saying you who's talking to the AI? Are you the ones who should know how to talk to the AI? You should be studying prompt engineering, right? You should understand how to talk to the AI, and you should understand how to do testing, how to note, how to read the code, and how to remove all those, excess parts that the AI normally handles and normally leaves there. So are we prepared to start delivering code, in sheets of code that at the end of the day, nobody's going to be able to understand, and the only way to make a change is going to be through AI. But at the same time, we don't know if we're opening things, if we're leaving things there. Do we actually understand what we're doing today? And please do not think that I'm against AI. I'm just saying, if you don't put governance to AI, it's going to create chaos all around. At the beginning, it's going to be beautiful, right? You're going to say, oh, I'm building, I'm creating all of these things. Now, second part, the first part, deploying, creating, and putting into production, like that. Second part, maintaining this code and actually making a life cycle of the code. That's where the problem is. So AI, it's about transformation, but as we have spoken on the other, videos, and also on my different posts, if you don't have governance over your data, over your code, over how you're doing, establish, steps, establish frameworks, what are you going to follow of a security model? If you don't have any of that established, you're just going to scale chaos and not going to be able to transform anything. At the beginning, it's going to make sense, but in the long run, it's going to fail. So make sure that if you're talking about AI, if you're talking about, all of these new technologies, all of these new models, all of these new things coming around, it's not about, how can I make this apply today? on the legacy industries or big process industries. It's about how do I make transformation with what I have today so it can be applied tomorrow and can make me successful in the long run, right? The only reason you see some startups and some people saying, oh, you already know how this AI is doing this, they are just giving examples, right? You already have a business running, and that's where you need to be careful. Do not be running on the hype, but make sure that you're always stable, making tests to be on the hype, and then stabilize again, and so on and so forth. If you are able to understand that hype is a wave that is moving and is not as a stable line, you're going to be winning on the AI route. So that was my thoughts on this, on Anthropic, coming with Fable. I'm looking to see what everybody's going to be building, and I'm hoping that there's governance, there is everything applied so you can be successful tomorrow. If you have any questions, if you got any comments, I will be glad to attend those in the comment section. Thank you, and bye-bye. Xavier out.